What's up, I'm Drew. You may not know me, but you should know I'm here at Pop Taco, which is most famously known as Hooters on I-59 Hattiesburg, Mississippi with Marcus Simmons of London and Settlement Commercial Realty. Marcus, what are we doing here?
Man, we're here because this building's available. It's an existing restaurant property with awesome view corridors to the interstate and commercial real estate, baby. This is what we do.
Yeah, this location's insane. I mean, you're right on the interstate. People coming from Laurel, Meridian, up from New Orleans.
It's an evergreen property because of the location, right? You've heard it for years, location, location, location. It's the one thing that you can't change about a piece of real estate. So you've got the view corridor from the interstate here, right here in the middle of our busiest commercial corridor, 60,000 plus vehicles a day. It's a really strong property.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. How long you been an agent at London and Settlement?
I've been an agent going on 5 years. Before that, spent 5 years working for the Chamber of Commerce here in Hattiesburg, so I really got to know the commercial market. And when the time came to make a move from that, the history of London and Settlement, almost a 100-year-old company doing business right here in Hattiesburg, that's the reason that I made the move.
So tell me what it's like working with commercial clients.
Man, it's great. We really get to focus here on the local market. We have statewide licenses, so we can go outside of this area, can go into the rest of the state, can go into Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, wherever we need to go. But we've got enough business right here, a significant amount of the local market share. Just right around, look for the signs, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Working with good people, working with great clients, I've really enjoyed it.
All right, let's talk about this property. This was Pop Taco, but most famously Hooters. This place is huge. How many square feet is this?
It's about 5,300 square feet of existing built-out restaurant space. Sweep the floors and you're pretty much ready to go. Well, it is large, but there aren't many restaurant spaces available here in the market. So you're saving tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in build out because of the existing infrastructure that's already here.
Let's shift gears. I'm looking at this property. Maybe I don't need to put a restaurant here. Maybe I want office space. Maybe I need to split up this big cavernous space. Do you build to suit? How do you work with people that are trying to do something maybe a little bit different or think outside the box?
Yeah, we get creative on properties all the time. So as long as the city's zoning would allow for that, which it will here, absolutely an option for you. If you need to split it up, if you want to try to do something different, if you need significant parking like we have here, if you need the view corridor, it could be a really good retail space for all of the above. Office, retail, if you're looking for a place to put a nice hotel site, could even be demolished, raise it, start from scratch. We can help you facilitate that and make it happen.
There's so many options because of where you're located.
Yeah, absolutely. Existing amongst a number of hotels, very close to residential neighborhoods, less than a mile from the University of Southern Mississippi and Midtown, which is right across the interstate. A lot of growth going on there, but this is really our strongest retail corridor and has been for the last 15 to 20 years. So we continue to see a lot of interest in this area. I mean, the traffic count speaks for itself.
City Hattiesburg's hot right now. How does this property fit into the overall growth we're seeing in the area?
You've seen a lot of focus recently on some redevelopment in Midtown and downtown and Broadway. And I think the reason the conversation hasn't been about Highway 98 West is because it doesn't need redevelopment. It is developed. The commercial corridor is here, very traditional, one road shooting straight out into the county. I think it speaks for itself if you look at the national names and national tenants that are within a 1 mile radius of where we are right now.
So I know you as somebody who really pays attention to people, and you're definitely a people person. What's the first thing you listen to before you show them a space?
I think we really just try to understand their needs and their priorities. So if it's retail exposure, if it's proximity to a traffic count, or maybe if they want to be off of the main drag, we can make that happen. If they prefer some sort of build to suit, if they have a very specific need, or if they want to build their own building entirely, we work in commercial land as well. It's not just buildings. And when we're working with investor clients, just kind of trying to understand exactly what their goals are, because that's our goal. Our goal is accomplishing their goals and helping them get to the next step in whatever process they're in the middle of.
Give me an example of a time you helped a client solve a problem, overcome a challenge, and find the right property.
Yeah, I actually recently had someone reach out to me looking at Hattiesburg amongst a number of other markets. and wanted to learn about the economic viability of working here. And so we kind of recruited them to Hattiesburg first, got them to focus away from Jackson and the coast. And so we've got them there. They narrowed it down to several properties after riding the market for a few days. Once they looked at the property, they said, well, this one's only for lease. But we were able to negotiate a sales price for them that worked for them, worked for the existing owner. That was an owner-occupied building, so now we've got that client who's looking for somewhere to relocate their business. We do this every day, all day, every day, and on the weekends for the most part. And so that problem-solving element, I think, is one of our biggest strengths. The fact that the experience that we get specifically in the commercial market, specifically in Hattiesburg, is how we can really help our clients to solve a lot of these problems.
What's your best advice for a client, business owner who's looking to move the Hattiesburg market, maybe use this space or many of the other locations that London and Settlement offers?
I would say let's just drill down on exactly what the client is trying to accomplish. So from the standpoint of location, from the standpoint of their customers, their employees, from a financial standpoint, there's no such thing as the perfect property, but how do we get from where we are today to that perfect property for them? And again, that's where we add value because we do this full time. Commercial real estate is very much a niche. Can be complicated at times, but whenever you've seen the complications over and over again, we can help navigate those. You know, location, I think, is the one thing that you can't change about a property, which is what makes this property so strong, with the view corridors and the traffic and being amongst all of the other big names and hotels and neighborhoods that surround us standing here today. Could be a great opportunity for someone who needs a larger restaurant space, some large office, retail, even medical. Could fit a lot of needs out there.
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt that London and Settlement, going on 4 generations, ingrained in the community, finger certainly on the pulse. You're no exception to that. How can people learn more about this location, schedule a showing with you, look at other locations? What's the best way to get in touch?
Hopefully we're very easy to get in touch with. I would say call the office, ask for one of our cell phone numbers. That's generally the best way, is to text or call. Hopefully the signage is out there that helps you to do that. Email, stopping by the office, just whatever is most convenient for you, and then that can start the conversation, and then we can learn more about what you're trying to accomplish and what properties we have that can fit into your goals. But keep in mind that even if there's a property that's out there that we don't have listed, we can work with you as the leasing agent and the buyer's agent on that as well. So it's not just our properties that we represent and that we know about the entire market and everything that's out there.
You can visit their website, click the link below. You can schedule a showing online, find out more about how London and Settlement can fit your commercial needs in the Hattiesburg market. Thank you for your time, Marcus.
Appreciate it.